You got a second monitor for this. Okay. So hey guys, to you that's joining in, thank you guys for joining in here at TrinFx YouTube channel. We're just gonna jump right into it, looking for expected moves that we can see during this London session for the rest of the day. So I am happy to announce that yesterday the trade that we did take within the a London session live stream and in the VIP actually did play out, right? GBP JPY, there was a trade that we took right around this area right here. If you joined from the last stream yesterday, you would have seen that we got in right around here as price broke above this area. We took a trade leading all the way to up here where price eventually did hit that target, and we're now seeing sort of a retracement from that area, right, which is within expectancy. So moving into today, I am looking for sell opportunities below this level here, where you could see that price once came to and rejected from, right? So if we do manage to see price pull back from this area here, right, if we manage to see a pull below this area, then I think we can see continuations moving down, something like right here, right at the starting right here, maybe around this area where we have some resistance, some support level right here, right? I think this is a possible trade scenario that we can get ourselves involved in, and that would be the trade that I'm looking for. Pretty simplistic. All we need to do now is just wait for the momentum to kick in and that bearishness to set in for price to continue that trend downwards. All right, so that is the trade that I am looking for at this current point of time. In terms of things that we can expect from the JPY for the starting of this week, sorry, for the rest of this week, I do think that the yen does have a lot of room to still continue on, especially since we haven't corrected that overall move to the downside that we've seen before, right? So this entire large move here, we can expect price to correct it. However, we do have this bearish zone really setting in for the remainder of this trading week, as well as continuing moving forward. Unless we see price actually breaking some key levels and start trending higher, then it will be possible to say that okay, maybe the yen is the weaker of the two pairs here, the two currency here, and then we could possibly see a continuation move upwards. But for now, I am pretty strong bias. I have strong bias with the yen being the more favorable currency for me at this point of time, especially when it comes to trading, on the day trading. That is what I'm looking at right now. That is what I'm mainly focusing on, and possibly in the future we can see on the long term we could possibly see price continue moving forward upwards, continuing to correct that overall move to the downside. All right, so but for now we are day traders, not swing traders here. So I am looking to possibly get into this trade if we do see a break below this area or price does target into this area. Then this will be the trade setup for me. Looking for that retracement back down here, right around this other supportive level. We could call this a support level right here, right? So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining in, and also please leave a like on the stream. It helps the channel be discovered, get a YouTube algorithm rolling and help people find this channel, right? Because I do think that we there's a lot of potential to help new traders, especially new traders coming into the trading scenario, anybody that wants to learn, especially from the live streams alone, right? So please make sure to leave a like. I really much appreciate it. And yeah, so we're just gonna continue on. This is my GJ trade I'm looking forward to taking. I'm not gonna be overly excessively trading for this week, right? So we have taken a couple of trades, have gotten a couple of winners thus far. We also took this 80 card trade. We got stopped out, then we entered, and price continued moving downwards. We took this within the VIP group. I can show you guys this here. Let's just take a look here at the VIP, right? 80 card. Right, yeah, so this was the 80 card here. We set a sell stop entry, right? A sell stop at entry, looking for price to continue moving downwards. You can see this was the initial take here, got stopped out, and then we took a sell stop entry, and price continued moving downwards after that, expecting that overall move to continue happening. We continue seeing that fall right here on AD JPY as well. A pretty tight stop loss. Price did come out. We entered with a sell entry, again a sell stop entry, and as you can see now, price did come into profit a little bit. If we take a look here, right, price did come into profit a little bit here as we hit back into the target level, entry level here, and we started coming down. I do expect this to continue moving downwards. Again, I am more strongly biased with the yen itself, so I'm looking to see price continue moving downwards from here, especially since we target this area of resistance. If we take a look at the daily, we can see that this is a pretty important significant level, right? So price has targeted this area. I'm expecting to see a downtrend continuation and maybe possibly a sort of a daily range right here. Unless we could get price actually pushing further down, then yeah, I do think that we can potentially fill out this range. So that's what I'm looking at here, and why I took this 80 JPY sell opportunity as well, right? So along with fundamentals, we had price action, some technical analysis to go with the trade, and this was the product of that. So just leave it there, see what it does, and yeah, just managing risk. So this is the trade here. If you're seeing this at the point in time now, then this is what I'm looking at. You could put a sell stop entry and just leave price, let it do what it wants. I'm going to actually put alert here, right? And we'll see if we get that London session, if we could get some volume, actually push price lower, and then during the New York session we should see a continuation with that move downwards, right? Usually when price does decide on a movement, right, whether it's up or down, whichever direction, or it's just ranging, consolidating, there should be a continuation with that when we enter pre-New York. The volume that does come from between the New York Open while still, with the London session interlapping, we should see some volume actually keep pushing price in the direction that it chooses to go to, right? So if we do see that break here, we should see the volume continue pushing price lower. There shouldn't be a change in momentum or anything like that. Yeah, that's just from observations that I've seen for myself, and it's worked thus far, so I have no complaints about it. This would be the trade I'm looking for, a 1 to 4 with the reward, and that's it. So we're just gonna wait until price, target this area, set the sell stop, and set and forget it. And let's just take a look at any other trades that we have potentially coming up. I do also have a trade here on this Eurocard. I have a trade running currently on this, excuse me. And I initially took the trade somewhere here and I closed out in profit just because I saw that price may start consolidating here, and I'm doing a challenge right now, right? So my main focus is just securing what I can, and yeah, this was the product of that as well. So price came into this level. If you just scroll to the side here, you can see that this has some key importance. We had multiple rejections from this level before in the past. I was looking for that to actually come and happen here. We saw that price actually closed back on this bearish candle, push down here. I took that entry for price to continue moving up. Came out somewhere around right here, I believe. And then I took a re-entry, currently in it right now, looking for price to continue this movement upwards, filling right around this area here to make around 3% on this trade. And that's it. I'm not overly risking anything this time around, as we have now started the week, so taking everything in stride. Take a look at some of the other trade setups that we could potentially have. Let me just play this. Actually, let me take a screenshot of this first and then play it. So we're gonna do some analysis here, and we're gonna take a look at the fundamental factors as well. What we could see, what potentiality a lot of these trade setups do have, the probability of them playing out, especially with the fundamental factors affecting it, whether that makes the trade idea even more statistically more likely to happen, or should we stay out of the trade and just wait until we see something to give us more confirmation. Right, so taking a look here on AD card and the daily time frame, we came into this area of resistance, uh, normal support resistance we're looking at here, right? We can see we also have a support right here, the most recent support, extreme support, right? Be in this area right here on a daily time frame. We have multiple daily candles rejected from this area. So we are in a sort of a range kind of movement, right? Price came up here, came back down, pushed up, rejected, and we could possibly see it coming back down here, right? Now, let's take a look closer on the 4 and 1 hour. Let me take, yeah, so price does have some potentiality to continue moving upward. Overall, if we're looking at the most recent days, we are in a bullish sort of pattern, right? So we have been heading upwards very strongly. So we take a look here at the 4 hour. We could say that we have some key areas here, maybe like this, but price pushed below that area, we got corrected and then continued even further up right into this resistance zone. So I won't necessarily use this as a area of importance, because we did break out of that area, right? Even though we quickly corrected it, it just shows that this is sort of a weak area to actually look for possibilities. Take a look at the 1 hour. Right, so we had that rejection move to the downside. So right now, I would say it's whether we're going to see price continue moving down from this area here, target right back into the support level. Are we going to see a bullish move upwards? Right, I think if we're able to actually not correct, but if we're actually able to push above this level right here, we should see a continuation moving upwards, right? So if we're able to close above this level, let me just a little bit, right? If we're able to actually close above here, I do think we could get a continuation moving back up into this resistance zone and potentially passing it. We'll look at the fundamental factors, whether we have anything that we need to be on the lookout for that may affect this bias. But as of now, I do think that price action wise, if we're able to push a pass above this, then it just shows that the strength to continue moving downwards with that bearish momentum from this rejection zone. It started to fade bias and maintaining the overall move, and we could see a revisit back into this area, right? So that's something that I think has a lot of potential to actually happen. And if you're new to the stream, just please leave a like. Thank you very much. It really helps the channel, helps it gets discovered as we look at trade setups, looking during the London session. I'm also going to try and start doing the New York session. Just it's about having the time to actually do it, so I'm setting some things aside to actually make time to do that to help you guys out, especially those that are unable to join in VIP and stuff like that. I really want to help everybody within the trading community, within the Discord itself. And one way that I could do that is through chain trades, right? So if I win, we all win, and I just want to see everybody be successful, everybody make profits, and better their lives. So yeah, you could help me by doing that, just by liking the stream, just sharing the channel, really help it grow, get more people in, and yeah, help out as many people as you can. Right. Going forward, let's look at the fundamental factors. And one thing that I like to do, I don't overly focus on it, but I like to keep up to date with the fundamentals, as it does help gives a clear image as to why price action does what it does, and gives you a general idea of what to expect, right? A way to think about it is it's like having like some extra keen spatial awareness, right? Like how when you look at something, you direct your attention towards it. Well, that's like this. When you're looking at price action, you direct your attention towards it. But looking at the fundamentals, it's like you can see everything within even your peripheral vision, right? So you're able to see everything around you and like understand why this is doing what it's doing, right? So you're not gonna be catch off guard by anything. Basically, is what I'm what I'm trying to get across. So yeah, let's look at some of the fundamentals, right? Coming up today, we do have ADP employment change. I'm not too certain about this, just because I have had past experience with specifically my FX book showing me that have ADP employment data to come out, and it just keeps on getting moved down the next day and the next day. So I'm not too certain about this. But the initial jobless claims, these are stuff that we could look at. We are expecting to see a decrease, right? A decrease from the continuing jobless claims, and the initial jobless claims looks to see the consensus is about the same, right? So we'll see what kind of impact this does have on price, if it does have any at all. Another thing that we could look at coming up, I think it's on Friday, right? Friday we have NFP. That is something to pay attention to, as well as Euro CPI data coming out too. So we're expecting an increase here that would affect the euro dollar. uh what else do we have? We have CHF, we have Swiss retail sales. I'm not gonna be trading any Swiss pairs like that, so this doesn't have any real significance to me. Again, I'm taking it very slow this week, so I'm not gonna be trading as much as I usually do. We have LFP card employment change data expecting to decrease, right? The employment change here is expected to decrease. Unemployment is expected to rise, right, by 0.1%, but still that is a rise that may impact markets for the card dollar. And that seems about it that we have for the remainder of this week, right? So we have LFP, we have unemployment rate as well for the card. So looking here on the AD card, since we do have a negative sort of outlook on the unemployment, and also since the employment change itself looks to be decreased, right? So we can expect a move to continue to the upside here on AD card itself, right? So if we do break above this level, again, we're looking at the price action and the fundamentals together have to go hand in hand, right? We can't just look at the fundamentals and say, well, okay, CAD looking a little bearish right now. The news expected to be bearish. Let's run with that and let's take a trade in the buy direction just because of that fundamental data. No, we need to target the areas where it's possible to get into the trade, right? The best possible entry points, and look for those continuations with the fundamental factors being the sort of reasoning behind why we should see continuations, right? And just delete this, right? So if we do see a rise above this level right here, right, and we see a sort of a bullish close, then we should see continuations moving up. And at that point, you could hold the trade. If tomorrow does arrive and the trade is still, if we break above this area, then we could see whether price is going to show us some continuations when we do have that news data be released, right? Whether it's higher or less than expected is anybody's guess, but once it does come out, we'll be able to see the price action movement, how that translates on the charts, right? So that is something you could potentially look out for as well. If anybody have any questions, feel free to ask. Good morning to everyone, right? And we're just waiting for the JPY trade to come down here and give us a winning trade for the start to end this week, right? So yesterday we had a win that was around, from the VIP was like 9% from the first JPY trade. I didn't hold it, but for those that did hold it, that would have been a great trade. And then 5% on the other trade that we took in the morning, right? So let's see if this would add to that and give us like a 9% for the week from just the live stream alone, or are we probably gonna catch an L today, then we just get humbled, right? But we're waiting, right? Having some patience is one of the key factors with trading. It's easy to want to rush things, especially depending on what you're working with, right? Usually you see people with the smaller accounts quick to rush things, rather than those with large account, larger capital. They have more patience. They're able to have more patience because a win for them is in thousands, right? So that could hold them off for however long, however necessarily needed. As but for the person with the $500 account or the small starting trading account, they're quick to rush things. They want to be quick to see profit and they want to reach that level. But honestly, with trading to reach that level, it requires some sort of patience. So that is the one thing that we need to have here, especially when it comes to live streaming. A lot of people, they just want to see profit, 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 and sometimes you just need to have some patience with the market, right? You can't control these things. You just have to wait and let the market does what it wants to do. So yeah, so we have 9 minutes on this candle. So once it does target that area, we should see on the other candle price continue moving downwards. If we do get stepped out, I would take another opportunity right at this sell entry point. You could set a sell stop or something and just let it play out. So that is what we're looking at here. 80 card rejecting from this area here, but again, I'm still a little bit more bullish on this. And we do see price push over here, right? Let's take a look at that euro card trade. Right, my euro card trade is actually, let me just move this up. It's actually coming down a bit, right? Take a look at it 4 hour here. Okay. So we're having some rejections right from this area here. I'm gonna leave this and see what it does coming to this 4 hour candle close. I do expect to see this continue moving up, but I'm not risking too much on this, right? So whatever happens. I'm comfortable with the risk, and that's what matters the most. So just gonna leave this and let it play out. If anybody have any questions, feel free to ask, right? Good morning to everyone that's here. Take a look. Thank you for joining in. AD JPY. Looks like we're gonna see a continuation to the downside on this trade. And not to make any assumption, guys, because sometimes what happens right now during this session could change extremely in the New York session, right? Just because that volume or momentum going in one direction doesn't mean it's going to last so for the entire day, right? So we need to be aware of key areas where we might see some resistance for price to continue moving in the direction it is moving, and pay attention to that, and really note those areas and see the kind of interaction they do have with price, and that'll help you better manage your risk on your trades as well. So we don't have any cat news coming out, except for this balance of trade, which shouldn't really have much impact. We do have some euro news here, but this shouldn't be too impactful as well for the euro dollar itself. Alright, so we're just gonna wait and see what price does. And for those that within the VIP group, if you're seeing this, I'll manage the risk and I'll show you guys that. And even those that's in the free group as well, if you're joining in here and you put the trade, set it up to get in onto this, then we manage those risks within the group as well. But we're just gonna wait and see what price has in store for us. I just think we could get that continuation moving down, so we're just gonna see. So your card leaving a nice wick from the bottom side here, right? There you go. Yeah. Take a look at the DXY too, actually. The US dollar has been weak overall, but we have been seeing some sort of a recovery at the start of the year. At the start of this week, we did see that the US dollar did rally quite a bit. This would have been the rally right here, but we sort of kind of halfway corrected that movement, right? So moving into the remainder of this month, we can expect to see the US dollar possibly correct even more. If you take a look here at the daily, we can see that we are pretty, the DXY has been pretty bearish, right? Price has been falling regularly on the dollar. So I do think that we can potentially correct all of this, but we just have to wait and see. The Fed hasn't changed from their hawkish stance on what they intended to do with monetary policies and getting inflation down, that being the main thing that everybody wants to, target right now. But it's a matter of how to do it, to make everybody happy, right? Traders alike as the central banks. Again, it's a balancing act when it comes to price data stability. Right? If anybody have any questions, feel free to ask. Right? I'm answering questions too. Don't be shy. Let's take a look at next week. Right? Looking ahead for the fundamental factors, what we have going on. We have some unemployment news. Monday doesn't seem like too much of an interest in there, right? We have some unemployment rate from the Swiss, looking like it's gonna go up, right? Euro Union unemployment rate as well. Looking to see consensus is staying the same. Retail sales. That should be positive for the 80. I do believe we have CPI. Okay, yeah. So the Thursday we do have CPI, right? So we have CPI for Thursday next week. Looking to see this actually increase. So I may stay out of trading Thursday, just because with this, it's a hit or miss, right? I think it's worth the risk, especially for the starting of the new year, just the second week of this month. I don't think I'll be taking any trades, any USD trades during this time in particular. So I'll more than likely stay out of this. We have a lot of USD news here. Core inflation is expected to go down. We have more jobless claims, again, continuing jobless claims. So I'll most likely stay out of trading Thursday and Friday. What we have Friday, we have some GBP news, right? Looking at GDP, right? I expect it to go down. That's interesting. And that seems about it. So we don't have that much of an active week next week, except for CPI and these these USD news that we're looking at Thursday. Wednesday seems to be like an okay-ish day in terms of news, not much to look at. And the Tuesday and Monday is only the unemployment rate at 6 a.m. for the Euro Union, and the Tuesday, nothing much. The retail sales, that's about it, right? We have the crude oil stock exchange, but that doesn't really concern me. Right, so we could possibly see dollar actually, continue moving higher, but it's a matter of what we do get for that CPI news release as well. That will really impact the dollar movement. But I would stay out of trading any USD related pairs for probably from Wednesday and Thursday. Right, Friday after the storm settles, maybe we might get into a trade or two, but yeah, it's just not worth the risk, honestly. Reset this. Right, so we're gonna London session is gonna start in a minute and 20 seconds. So we're gonna see what sort of reaction we get from that, and what price gives us. Right, whether we get triggered in and we start continuing moving down, then we can start managing risk and just let it ride and get some profits out of that. Or are we gonna get humbled again? If price does reject and stop me out, I'll give the trade a second chance, right? I do have the risk necessary for it, and yeah, we'll see whether on that second entry we get that play out, or if price is just gonna deny us any gains for today. Right, But you have any questions? Anybody have any pairs that they want to particularly look at? And let me know. We could take a look at them. As you can see, I'm not too. Despite all the pairs that I do have here, it's just a few that I'm looking at that really stand out right now. Uh, so yeah, the risk assets have been really good because we have a sort of a risk on tone movement happening. So they've been really good to trade, and risk on risk off tones are really good. I don't trade too much, mainly the USD pairs. Right, so market open. London market's open. Let's see if we're gonna get triggered in. If price is just gonna continue dancing around this area. But I think once we get triggered in, I'll end this stream and I'll just update you guys within the Discord community as to what's happening, and we'll see. So this right here during the New York, let me explain something to you guys, right? The difference between London sessions and looking at the London sessions and the New York session, right? The overlap with the New York and the London session does provide a lot of volume and momentum for price, right? So, sorry, get triggered on me. So, when that happens, we get a lot of volume for continuation movement, right? With whatever direction price has done decided on. Price decides that direction or where it wants to head during now, right? Which is the London session, London open, right? So it's like basically getting in on early on a trade, right? For the best possible yields, right? Or the the best possible entry to get the most yields that you can. That's basically what we're doing here, all right? So you can see some volume during the London session open, but and particularly at the starting, like right now, it's really hit or miss, right? What this gives us is sort of the movement before the move itself. So that's what basically what we are doing here, right? We're getting on the move before the move itself. So it's like sort of saying like a preemptive sort of trading movement, right? So hopefully that's understandable. That hopefully that makes sense. Why I choose to look at GBP during the London session and not during the New York session itself, right? So once we do decide on the direction, if price manages to close below this area here, and then that's great. Currently we just hit the opening and price is just dancing around. And just that this. So we'll see what price decides on doing. Again, if I do get stopped out, I'm just gonna take back the same entry right here, right at the entry point, and look for that continuation move downwards. Right, you may or may not have gotten triggered into this. My spreads are a little bit wide. I don't know why on the broker that I'm using. So I did get triggered into this. Some of you might not have gotten triggered into it yet. If not, then just leave it as is. If you have been triggered, then you can manage risk at this point. You could take half off, leave the next half running, or whatever the case is for you. For me, I'm just leaving it as is. If I get stopped, I get stopped. But yeah, I'm just letting price does its thing. All right, so we'll see how this plays out. If we do get stopped out, then we'll just take a re-entry and see whether the price is going to continue moving down, or if this is going to act as sort of a support for price to push higher up. All right, guys. So let's see. I'll stay for the first 30 minutes, right? Let's see if we're gonna get stopped out before that, or if we're just gonna leave our wick and just dance within this area here. Right, so I'm looking. How has your trading week been so far, guys? Looks like we're gonna get stopped early on. Are we? Pulled up pretty significantly. But yeah, how has the trading week treated you guys thus far? How has your trading been? I'm really curious. I really want to know how has the trading week been for you guys, right? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. How has the trading week been for you guys thus far? Just record. Yeah, it's recording. Okay. Yeah, I'm really curious to see how you guys have been being treated by the markets thus far. Just gonna leave this. So this will be the starting point when you stream. Just like not much people joining the stream. You know. Wonder what this is. This. Okay. Yeah. So I wonder. We starting off with two viewers. This is the OG viewers. Big up yourself wherever you are. Thank you guys for sticking it true. As the stream grows and everything, we're gonna have some sort of rewards and stuff for you guys, right? I'm gonna be doing all of that. Let's say on stream, something's like wrong with the stream itself. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah. As things continue, as we grow as a channel, I'm gonna start trying to do giveaways and stuff like that. Whether it's account challenges or accounts itself or something like that. That's something I want to get into. So you guys can look out towards seeing something like that at the end. And I don't know, maybe somewhere at the middle of the year. Yeah, I want to do a Christmas special giveaways sort of thing too as well. So we'll see. Prices pushing up. Yeah, looks like we might get stopped out at this point. Yeah, yeah, it looks like it. Yep, so I'm gonna take this up before it starts making too much noise. Alright, so price pushed up. Got stopped out right here, right? So I got stopped out. It's official. Yep. Alright, price stopped me out right here. I am going to retake this trade right at the level as shown before, because once we revisit this area right here, then we should see a continuation move downwards. Right, if price manages to pull back, then we should get that continuation downward. At that point, I'll take profits around 2%, just to manage risk overall. Right, so around 2% will be my profit target, and this would be like the correction for that trade. We'll come out with like a 1% win, which is okay. But yeah, this would be the trade setup for me. All right, so giving it one more chance right at entry, looking for that continuation right around here, come out at 2%, get a 1% gain. All right, guys, so thank you for joining the stream. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate the love. Leave a like if you can, help the stream out, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And yeah, so I'll update you guys within the Discord, and we'll see how this goes. All right, so thank you, love you, peace.